Imagine standing in the freezing wilderness, with nothing but a wooden spear in your hands. Ahead of you stands a giant woolly mammoth, over 13 feet tall and weighing nearly 6 tons. One wrong move, and your entire hunting group could be wiped out in seconds. Yet thousands of years ago, our ancestors faced this impossible challenge, not for glory, but to survive. How did they bring down one of the largest animals on Earth using only stone tools and teamwork? Let's travel back over 20,000 years to uncover the hunt that helped shape human history. 20,000 years ago, survival was a daily battle. Winter could last for months, freezing rivers, burying plants beneath thick snow, and leaving little food behind. For small bands of early humans, every hunt meant the difference between life and death. Smaller animals could feed a family for only a few days, but one woolly mammoth could provide enough meat to feed dozens of people for weeks. A mammoth offered far more than food. Its thick hide became warm shelters against the brutal Ice Age winds. Its massive bones formed strong frames for homes. Even its tusks were shaped into tools, weapons, and artwork. Hunting a mammoth was incredibly dangerous. One powerful charge could kill several hunters in seconds. That is why success depended on patience, careful planning, and perfect teamwork, not strength alone. Long before the first spear was thrown, the hunt had already begun inside the minds of the hunters. A successful mammoth hunt didn't begin with a chase. It began days earlier with careful preparation. Every hunter had a specific role. The strongest carried heavy spears. The fastest acted as scouts, tracking fresh footprints through snow and ice. The oldest hunters with years of experience chose the safest place to launch the attack. Their weapons were simple but deadly. Long wooden spears were fitted with razor-sharp stone points, carefully tied with animal sinew and strengthened with natural tree resin. Every spear was checked again and again, because a loose spearhead could mean certain death. Before sunrise, the hunters covered themselves with animal hides to help them blend into the frozen landscape. They spoke very little. Instead, they relied on silent hand signals that everyone understood. When the first fresh mammoth tracks appeared in the snow, the entire group froze. The hunt had officially begun. The hunters waited in complete silence. Only the icy wind moved across the frozen valley. Then, with a single hand signal from the tribe's leader, everything changed. Two scouts stepped into the open, carefully drawing the mammoth's attention. The giant beast raised its head, trumpeted loudly, and charged. But this was exactly what the hunters had planned. Instead of attacking head-on, they spread out, forcing the mammoth to keep changing direction. Every turn drained its energy. Every step through the deep snow made the massive animal slower. Hidden behind rocks and frozen trees, other hunters slowly closed the distance. No one rushed. They knew patience was their greatest weapon. After several exhausting minutes, the mammoth was breathing heavily. It was no longer chasing the hunters. The hunters were now controlling the hunt. The mammoth was exhausted, but it was still incredibly dangerous. One swing of its massive tusks could shatter a spear. One powerful charge could crush a hunter beneath several tons of muscle and bone. The tribe's leader waited for the perfect moment. As the mammoth slowed and turned, he raised his hand. Now. Spears flew through the freezing air. Some struck the mammoth's thick hide, while others missed their target completely. The wounded giant roared in pain and made one final, desperate charge. The hunters scattered in every direction, narrowly escaping its deadly tusks. But they stayed together. refusing to panic. Again and again they surrounded the animal, striking only when it was safe. Their goal wasn't a single heroic attack, it was to slowly wear the giant down. Finally, after a long and exhausting struggle, the mammoth stumbled. Its powerful legs gave way, and the enormous animal collapsed onto the frozen ground. Silence filled the valley. The hunters had won, not because they were stronger, but because they trusted one another. Their teamwork had defeated one of the largest animals ever to walk the earth. The hunt was over, but the real work had just begun. Every part of the mammoth had value. Its meat fed the tribe for weeks. Thick layers of fat were burned as fuel and helped people survive the freezing winter. The massive hide became warm clothing and protective shelters. Strong bones formed the frames of homes, while long ivory tusks were carved into tools, needles, and works of art. Nothing was wasted. These hunts were never just about courage. They were about planning, patience, and trust. A single hunter could never defeat a mammoth alone. Only by working together could early humans survive one of the harshest environments in Earth's history. Archaeologists continue to uncover mammoth bones, ancient campsites, and stone spear points across Europe, Asia, and North America. These discoveries help us understand how our ancestors adapted, cooperated, and slowly transformed from simple hunter-gatherers into the builders of future civilizations. Every successful hunt passed knowledge from one generation to the next. Parents taught children how to track animals, craft stronger tools, and protect one another. Those lessons became the foundation of human survival. The story of the mammoth is not only the story of an extinct giant, it is the story of human intelligence, teamwork, and the determination to survive against impossible odds. If you enjoyed this journey into the Ice Age, don't forget to subscribe to Human Dawn for more true stories from humanity's distant past.